This is the Nokta PulseDive pinpointer. It has worked well, but charging the battery has been a problem. It uses an obsolete mini USB connector, and it's hard to find the right cable when you need it. Today we will replace the connector with a USB-C port. I'm using a ready-made USB-C decoy module. It can give different voltages, but by default it outputs 5 volts directly, which is the charging voltage for the PulseDive. Replacing the connector will probably require some modification, but first let's take a look inside the device to see how much work is needed. The module will probably fit in place of the old connector. The device needs to be disassembled further, because there is a wireless module on top of the connector and it has to be removed before the connector can be replaced. I can't get the wireless module off, so I have to disassemble the device further. This module only works with Nokta's own wireless headphones. Since I don't have those, I can't remove the module completely. I could also replace it with a generic Bluetooth module. However, switching Bluetooth headphones between the pinpointer and the metal detector would be a hassle. It's best to remove this module entirely. I need to use hot air to remove the old connector. The buzzer might melt, so I'll remove it first. I will also remove the battery because it can be damaged by heat. The motion sensor is on the other side of the board. It should be safe if I only heat from one side. This sensor helps the device detect if it's left on the ground and makes it beep so you can find it. I could have used a simple USB-C connector with 5.1K resistors on the CC lines. However, I don't have one right now, so I'm using this decoy module. It still provides the same 5 volts as a basic connector with resistors. Strong double-sided tape will hold the module in place. It's not possible to mount a plain connector directly onto the circuit board, so using this module is the best solution. I do have a smaller module, but I don't want to use it unless necessary. It's very small and it would need glue. Let's reinstall the removed parts. First the battery, then the buzzer. Now it's time to slightly enlarge the connector opening. Even though USB-C is smaller than the original connector, some plastic needs to be removed. Now let's put all the plastic parts back together. I'll leave out the wireless board since I don't have compatible headphones. Now all that's left is to put the screws back in place and slide the outer housing back on. Now it's time to test the device. At least charging with a USB-C cable works. And the device works just like before, so I probably assembled it correctly. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.